Good evening, everyone.
And welcome to today's live. Today is Friday and it is 9 p.m.
And we are back as usual.
And what are we going to discuss? So we are here to discuss how to
ace your career. Yes.
So guys, like you all know, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. Every Friday at 9 o'clock, we come here to help you take baby steps
Absolutely.
every week on how to ace your career.
But steps which we have applied in hundreds of our clients' life, and that has given them 100% results. That's why we are giving you the steps every week.
Great. So who are we and why are we doing this? Let me give you a brief introduction. I'm Muktan. I'm a career and a life coach.
I'm Dheeraj. I'm a life coach. I'm a career coach, and I'm a spiritual coach.
And we come here every week because in the last 1.5 years, when we've been on LinkedIn and I've been posting content, I've been posting various polls, and the response that I've been getting, I was really amazed and so happy and thrilled when people came and told me that they were reading what I was writing and they were applying it and they saw results in their life. That drove us to create something more for you as a debt of gratitude on how can we come live and actually give you some piece of information which you can sit with us, also interact in terms of questions while we are doing the live so that we can answer. And all these videos, if you watch, whether you're live or you go back and watch the recordings tomorrow, you will be able to apply it because they're all practical steps that we are helping our clients to get the results they are wanting.
Absolutely. We are so grateful to this community that they've helped us to fulfill our mission. They help us to reach out to so many people. And that is why we thought that we should be doing this every week so that we are able to give back to you, repay back to you in this small little way that we are trying to help.
And for all those who have joined us live, I can see there are around 25 people here. Please introduce yourself so we can get to know who you are.
Yes.
And we are able to help you in whatever questions you have.
Absolutely. So in spite of, we have come here to a friend's house to come and stay here. But, in spite of the busy packed schedule, we said we're going to do this no matter what happens. And in case there is any power cut failure, it will take 30 seconds for us to come back. So please don't go. We will be there and we will complete what we have decided.
Great. So good evening, everyone, once again. And today it's a very important topic.
Yes.
Which is, can career change happen?
Yes.
Is it there a right time to do it? I've been working for 10, 12 years. I've gathered all the experience. I'm on the flow. Should I take the risk?
Yes.
A lot of these questions that come to various people's mind at various stages of life.
Absolutely.
Probably in your 30s or your 40s or your
50s. Or even in 50s.
Yes. And what should you do at that time? So let me start with my example. So I started with MBA marketing and I got into marketing job. Wasn't very easy, but I got into the field of finance. When I started selling financial instruments, I felt I needed more knowledge on finance. So I did additional specialization in my MBA and did my second degree in finance.
Yes.
And then I continued this journey for 11 years, selling various financial products, whether it was on the investment side or whether it was loans or liabilities. These 11 years of experience, and what I gained was more, instead of just reaching out to people and selling, I actually enjoyed planning for their finances.
Yes.
So I would love setting their goals, see how their money is coming in, how it can go into various instruments, what will be the right instruments, how much of loan they can take, what is the stage they can take these various loans. I was enjoying that bit much more than just going and telling, this is the product of my company and you buy it. Now, because I had this knowledge and I had really studied thoroughly in various jobs that I did, I thought it would be a great idea to turn this entire thing into a business, and we started a portfolio management company. That was in our 30s, and we were, believe me.
Yeah, we started in 2003, and in just 5 years, I repeat 5 years, we did extremely well. Okay, we had a massive portfolio with us that we were managing. We were only dealing with super HNIs, and most important, we could get all the recognition possible, national, international, whatever that was possible. We are able to meet so many legends from the industry, travel with them, learn from them. And that was a shift that happened in our life.
So my career changed from being an employee to an entrepreneur happened.
Yes.
We did very well. But then as we were going, we were making the money, we were having all the recognition. We all say, right, there's something missing in life.
Yes.
So personal event took place and I felt there's much more to life than just
Making money.
Making money and help people through finances. That is where, again, a small little thing beeping inside that I'm not really happy in what I'm doing. Is there much more that I can do?
Yeah, absolutely.
One core thing that I knew was I loved helping people. I loved seeing them fulfill their dreams. And that brought me to a profession called as life coach and a career coach, which I'm into today.
Yes.
The change, I made it in my 40s. And guys, believe me, I'm so happy, so fulfilled each day when I'm able to make these changes in my client's life.
Yes.
So can we change career? Yes. Can we change from working from myself to others or others to myself? Yes. Can I shift fields and industry? Yes, because I've done it successfully. If you can do it.
And can you do it any age? Yes, you can.
So I did it in my 30s, I did it in my 40s. I'm thoroughly enjoying my life.
Absolutely.
So guys, let's try and understand what are the signs that you need a career change.
Absolutely. This is very crucial, okay? Because many a times we don't understand when. When is not in terms of anything, any superficial date, but it is something where there are certain signs and signals that we have observed in all these years, which comes in your life and it gives you only one indication that it's time to change your career.
So Sunday nights, the excitement in the stomach, you feel it in your gut, you're feeling stressed because next day morning you have to go to that same place to work. So whenever you feel that stress, you're anxious, something called as Monday blues is happening regularly, which means there is a challenge in your career. It could probably be changing a job or career change. So first sign is stress.
Absolutely. All those people who are so excited because it's Friday night, and all those people are really unhappy because it's Sunday night. It is a sign that you need to change your career or you need to move on.
So that's the first sign, right?
Yeah.
It could also be change of job. But the 3, 4, 5 steps, if everything you're feeling, then it's about changing your career or changing your job. So the next point, you don't feel worth it. You're losing your confidence. You go to work every single day, but you know you're not doing your best. And what you're producing is not something which you're truly thoroughly enjoying.
So in short, you're not living up to your fullest potential.
You probably are there only for the money. So you're happy with what is coming into your bank account every month, but you know you're not innovating. You know you're not growing. And that is killing you every single day.
Which means it's just a job that you're doing every single day. There's no career left for you anymore. Because people who have a career don't feel like this.
Then there are times when you're surfing. What are the other job opportunities? Who's done what? Probably going through your friends' DP profiles and seeing what are they doing. Oh my God, they're really enjoying life. They're happy in their work life. Looking at their rewards and recognition, but you're scrolling aimlessly and you're actually trying to figure out what's working best. At times, Googling which industries are doing well, which professions are coming up, what's happening in the country. Aimlessly, but
So
you're definitely scrolling.
seeing your friends happy, excited, they're doing great, and you're unhappy for that, for yourself, you're feeling sad for yourself, that's a sign.
Right? And the most key element, you feeling the lack of energy and enthusiasm. Instead, you're bored from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, whatever is your weekday.
Yes.
That if all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 2, 3 of them are happening, then it's sign that you need a career change.
Yes.
Let me give you various examples what I've done for my clients. So one of them was a banker into operations. Now, operations is not an area where you generally grow very much. So he was pretty happy sitting behind the laptop doing his things. He was only unhappy about the money that he was making. And after 8, 10, 11 years, family responsibilities increased, commitments came up. That is the time it really started pinching him. So what can be done? Looking at all his, the steps which I tell you what I took with him, following all the 4 steps that we had, we could come up with something which he would do in terms of a course called at SAP. Many people would know this.
Yes.
That is an amazing course. He did it finished his course, went into IT field, and today, 3 years down the line, he's making triple the money what he was making.
Absolutely.
It's all because he reinvented himself. So upgraded a skill, made that change, and he's making the money.
And he's enjoying his job every single moment.
So one could be this reason that you're not making enough money. So what do? I'll keep sharing various more examples throughout the session, so you'll know if you can relate to any of them. But how do we make this career happen? First, don't listen to people. There are huge myths around career change. So the first advice comes from naysayers around you, right? Kyun badalna hai? You're making enough money. You are safe in your career. It's all going so stable. You know the people, the company. You're making the money. You can have your own time. You're spending time with your family. Why do you want to take the risk at this stage?
Absolutely.
And that is where you start thinking, oh my God. Someone would say, oh, you have to restart. You'll have to really come down. You'll not make the money. You'll have to take so much of effort. Do you really have that much of energy and time that you want to invest in your career to make that change? So many such myths around this entire thing of changing your career. And who are these people? They're people whom you interact with. They're people whom you associate with. When opinions come from them, then you start thinking over it. And that is where probably you take a step and you take 2 steps backward.
Yeah, absolutely.
So burst all these myths, dear friends. Career change is possible at any stage of your life.
Absolutely.
Whether you're in your 30s or your 40s
or
your
even
50s,
in your 50s.
It's 100% possible. And you can be definitely successful in any of the professions that you choose.
Yeah, we've done that with one of our clients, 56. I remind 56, did your career change. And today, it's almost 7 years, is doing extremely well in whatever that he's doing.
Correct. So what should you do? What are the steps you need to take if you want to make a career change? I'm sure you have a paper and pen. And if you don't have, please go and grab a paper and pen so that you can start taking notes on what I'm just going to share. So steps to make a career change. The most important thing, the first thing, really look at your strengths and weaknesses in life. I think that is the first step. Now, why is this required? Because most of us, at least who are in their 40s and 50s, probably late 30s, chose a career by default. So you're doing very well in your education. That is why you've chosen science. You become an engineer or a doctor or blah, blah. And you're doing your job.
Absolutely.
You're making the money. Or probably your siblings drove your decision. Or probably your parents chose a decision. But you never actually looked at yourself and thought, what is that I should do?
Very true.
You probably didn't take a career counseling at that point of time. And that is where you just chose what came your way. So it happened by default. Many of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
In those times have really done this.
In those days, I think we didn't have such topic called as career counseling or something like this. It was all about, what's your marks, which college, and what options are best available, go and take it.
Once you finish your education, the job you get and you continue.
Absolutely.
The other thing then changed after that over a period of time was the trend that is going on.
Yeah.
So there came a time when IT was booming. And because it was booming, people from all kind of fields and domains started getting into the IT industry. And they all grew. Were they happy is really a question.
Then came a time, when telecom was booming. So everybody went in telecom. Then finance. Everybody went in finance.
So it was about choosing a trend and following it.
Yes.
But you never looked internally and decided, what am I going to be good at?
Yes.
So the first step to make a career change is look at your strengths and weaknesses. Then write down what do you really love. Now, people who have a work so 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, you worked.
Yeah,
you definitely can write what is that you love doing. What is that you love about your job and what is that you hate? That's going to give you next step or next clarity on what is that I love doing.
Yes.
So my strengths, what is that I love doing? Now, is it about changing industry or is it about really changing the way I work? So for example, there's a client of mine, very happy in what she was doing, enjoyed her career for 10, 12 years. And as women, we go through various transition stages.
Yes.
So came a stage after marriage, she wanted to choose to have a child. She didn't want the child to be in either the parents or the in-laws' hand or in a daycare. She wanted to take care of the baby.
Absolutely.
So she wanted to continue being financially independent, but she couldn't work full-time because she wanted to be a full-time mom, taking care of the child, at the same time, not lose her financial independence.
Yes.
So we went through this entire exercise, what I just narrated to you, found her skill sets, and the same skills which she used as an employee, we created a business out of that skills, and she started freelancing. Today, she's running a full-fledged business with various verticals in a span of 5-6 years. So as she was taking care of her daughter, slowly, steadily, as the daughter started growing, she started growing in her work. And today she's full-time engaged, making money for herself, working for herself, and making much more than probably what she'd be doing if she was an employee. So that's another way. Do you want to shift because you want more flexible timings? The space that you're going through in your personal life are driving those decisions. You are in a place where your husband is somewhere else, you're somewhere else, and you can't continue working. So you want to move to a common location.
Yes.
Anything could drive that decision. So that is one way of changing your career. And today she's really enjoying her entrepreneur journey.
Absolutely.
Then once you have listed down what are you happy about, we all are driven by certain things. You know, there's something, many times you would have heard this word in terms of work, which is passion. What are you passionate about? Now, because very difficult, you have to pen down what am I passionate about. But you know, the easy way to find is when you're doing something and after finishing that, there's more energy in your life.
And while doing that, you're completely lost.
Yes.
You don't know whether it's morning or night, whether it is the world moving around you. It doesn't matter. You're so involved in doing that nothing then that is important for you. That's how you come to know one more way that I'm really passionate about this. Or, you know, I'm working and after every half an hour I'm seeing the time.
Then I'm not passionate.
Then I'm not passionate.
So that's the way of finding your passion or your inspiration. Your inspiration can also come from certain role models.
Yes.
This is the kind of life I want to live, or this is what I want to do.
Yes.
This is what I want to achieve. That can be one way also to decide what is that inspires you or drives you, right? So that's the second step that you can take. My strengths, what is that I love? What is that I hate? What am I really passionate about or am I inspired about?
Yes.
Am I really wanting to work for myself or work for someone else? These are the questions you need to answer. Once you have done that, then the next thing is, out of those 4 or 5 options, which is that I should go ahead with?
Yes.
That's the time for tapping your resources. You might have some people who are doing that. Reach out to them and find out how does it work.
Yep.
If not, then fortunately we have these platforms today. There's no reason to feel sad. Build a professional network and reach out to those people and find out what it takes. Is it real, for real, what you're feeling? Because many times we Google certain things and we feel that's real. May not be happening. So is it the right time to enter? Look at the market research and then choose.
Yes.
This is what I would like to do and go ahead with. So building or tapping your resources and finding out, is this the right option? Now that you've frozen out of those 4 or 5, this is what I would like to do. Then guys, it's time for goal setting. So I want to make a transition of my career from this to this in 1 year's time and create an action plan. Action plan could be probably developing some new skill sets. Is that required? Or if I want, I'm wanting to move from one department to the other department. So let me give you an example. So there's a client of mine, did MBA marketing, joined as marketing, continued their journey, moved for a few years, but was not really very good and happy and excited, because most of the times in our country, when we say marketing, it's actually a sales job.
Yep.
And if you're not a person where meeting new people and continuously going and approaching people, and if you're not an extrovert, you don't enjoy meeting strangers, you'll not be successful.
Absolutely.
So one thing that she was good at was building relationships with her peers, with her circle, taking care of everyone. And someone in the organization understood that this is what she could be good at, right? So when she went and said that she's not wanting to continue here, is there any other option? The best part was her boss suggested her that you know what, you'll be very good in HR.
Yes.
With all the skill sets that you have, you will be good there. why don't you make a shift?
Absolutely.
And that is the time she came to me. We worked on things together. We found out that that would be her suitable profession. She decided whether she should take up a new certification. I said, why don't you go and check in your organization if that's possible? And you know, the best part, the HR head said, instead of enrolling in a course, why don't you do it on the job? Because learning is more easier while you're working than really taking theory and
Very
knowledge.
true. Very true.
And that lateral movement that she made, 1.5 years, she had a tough time learning all the new skills. But guys, 6-7 years down the line, she's so happy that she took that call. So from marketing to HR in the same organization, but she moved laterally.
Yes.
She's developed those skill sets. Why? Because what she loves, what she enjoys, what she's passionate about is connecting to people, solving their problems, taking care of them. This was noticed by someone and she could convert that into a profession.
Absolutely.
So that's another example that you can look at. So same way, take an action plan that this is what I want to do. Now, is there some new skill set that I want to develop? Any certifications that I want to take up? Is there something that I can try and gather knowledge?
Yes.
Today, we are so fortunate. There is so much knowledge available free of cost. You don't even have to enroll into courses. You can get so much out there. But you need that time, right? And you cannot leave your job and start another job if you have financial commitments at home.
Absolutely.
So you'll have to plan your day. That is why goal setting and then planning that in a day, probably I'll spend 2 hours doing this. So I'll be able to do this in 2 months or 3 months, right? So goal setting and working backwards on how do I really take these baby steps towards the career change that I desire.
Yep.
Then what is really important is someone to handhold you.
Yes.
Believe me, friends, career transitions which I've seen in my client's life have happened smoothly because one, there was someone who was helping them set their goals. Second, there was someone who could build that confidence when you go into those belief systems that I cannot do it. Probably, is it okay? I'm feeling high and motivated today and tomorrow I'm really scared. Fear is something which keeps coming up at different times in different phases of life. I had a bad day and I feel am I really capable? Should
Absolutely.
I really take that decision? So in these moments, having someone who's holding your hand is a must.
Yeah.
You need a mentor or a coach. Second, when you're really working full time, plus you have other things to take care, it's very difficult to really keep yourself accountable.
Yes.
But a coach or a mentor could do that. He would hold you accountable for making it happen every day because there's no miracle that's going to happen on the 365th day. If I'm doing something every day in those 365 days, that is how I'll be able to make this shift. So having a mentor or a coach. Let me give you some more beautiful examples that have happened. So one of our clients that we have, he was an engineer, doing well in life.
Yeah. He was doing extremely well in life. He was working in a great brand, very successful. But somehow he realized that he's not enjoying it. There's a lot of money, there's a lot of recognition, there's a lot of growth there, but he was not happy, he was not enjoying. And when we did all this exercise, what we told you to do, it came out that he has a strong creative side. And that creative side is all about how can he actually, he had a strong creative side to color, taste, design, everything.
Whenever he would walk into someone's house, he would always believe that, why don't you do this? Why don't you change this? If these small little changes and it'll make
Absolutely.
it look beautiful. So when we started this journey and when we looked into his history and when we saw what he really loves to do, when you sit and reflect, you can always make out in your past 30 years, 40 years, what is that you've done free of cost for people. You can reach out to your friends and understand what are you truly passionate about. So when we went through the entire journey, we realized this is something which he loves to do free of cost. And that is the time when he loses sense of time. He enjoys doing it.
Yes.
And he started his profession as an interior designer. So from an employee to an entrepreneur, learned certain things.
From nowhere close to into interior designing. He's an engineer, he's working into an automobile company, everything is fine. And he entered the interior designer domain. And let me tell you, today, as of now, when we are speaking, he has 12 sites going on. That's the level of success that he's seen. Okay, in just span of 6 to 7 years, today he's in a position with 12 sites at one time. You can imagine, and that too, massive houses, massive bungalows that he is doing.
Right. And he's really making the money.
Yep.
He's enjoying what he's doing. He loses sense of time.
Yes.
Even if he's working for 14, 16, 15 hours, doesn't really matter to him. Same way, there are some people who love functional expertise,
Yes.
right? And they enjoy doing that. And over a period of time, the company has probably shifted them into a managerial role. I've seen a client of mine thoroughly failing as a manager.
Yeah.
Not, again, you know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
He's not a person who's connected to anyone, doesn't have a great social circle, doesn't enjoy being with people, loves to be on his own, right? So that will not help him. He had to go out, reach out to his people, speak to them, and go back into his individual contributor role.
Yes.
And that is how he sustained his career. Otherwise, there was a time when he had gone into severe depression.
Yes.
And we were probably thinking that he would lose the joy of working and he will give up on his career in the 40s.
Yeah.
When you have, the financial commitments are to your peak in your family. There could be other way around. You know, you started with doing a functional expertise. It could be IT, it could be any other product that you're selling, but you enjoy being with people.
Yes.
You're in your operations, you started doing it, but now you're not enjoying it. Probably you're in any other functional expertise, but you're not enjoying it because you don't get, your energy comes from people and you're sitting beside a laptop and you're working, or working on an engineering site and you're not happy. That's the time you need to identify and understand you'll be really good as a manager or a leader. Take that shift.
Yes.
Now, anyone, when you go and you say that you want to pick up a manager role, the question going to come to you is, where do you have the experience? Guys, if you really rework on all this, what I've told you, you can tell your people how good you can be as a person leading a team. You can start with basic, ask them to give you 1 or 2 people, start there, prove it. You'll be able to grow in your career.
Absolutely.
That is also a shift that's possible in your career change. So guys, whether it is about shifting from being a full-time employee to an entrepreneur, or from being an entrepreneur to an employee, we've had that case also. So I have one of my clients, when I met him, he was thoroughly enjoying what he was doing. But you know, every year the business losses increased.
Yes.
Because he didn't have a sense of business. He didn't have resources to tie up, and he was rock bottom. He didn't know how to pay his money. We then identified his strengths. What is that is driving him towards his work, even though he's not making his money? And that was relationships.
Yes.
So we figured out another career path for him. From an entrepreneur, he became an employee.
Absolutely.
He's doing so well in his sales career.
Yes.
It's about relationship, meeting new people, connecting to them, maintaining relations. And believe me, friends, he's moved industry, but the clients have been with him for the last 10 years and he's thoroughly enjoying his life. So from an employee to an entrepreneur is possible, from an entrepreneur to an employee is possible.
From sales to operation, from HR to from anywhere to anywhere it's possible. If you at the core know what is that you love doing.
So really take an expert advice, reach out to someone whom you know.
Yes.
Believe me, if you invest in yourself, you're going to get 100 times more returns. We've done it with myself.
Absolutely.
When we thought of becoming, I didn't even know 10 years back when we started, no one knew what is life coach. It was so difficult to find out what is that I really want to do. But over these years, investing in myself, today I'm really making the money. I'm enjoying my work. Each night when I go to sleep, I feel so fulfilled.
Yes.
And that is important because career is the longest journey of your life.
And the maximum amount of time that you're going to spend is in your career. And that's why it's so important that you love what you do, because if you're not happy there, you're not going to be happy anywhere. You will spill over the unhappiness in your health, in your relationship, in friends, and finally in society. And that's why it's so important that no matter what age you are, it may be 35, 40, 45, 50, whatever age you are, if you're not happy in your career, you can change your career.
So guys, That's it from us. If you have any questions, you can write to us.
Yes.
I promise you I'll reply to every comment or every question of yours. And thank you very much for being here. See you again
Next Friday on how to ace your career.